Hello lovely people, it's your girl Obaa Yaa. If you're new to my channel, I say welcome, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you for tuning back in. In today's video, I want to talk about things I want to leave behind in this year 2019. I really need to improve on myself in these areas, okay? And coming to think of it, I feel like the year 2019 has gone by so quickly. I don't know if you also feel the same way, but I really feel like this year went by so quickly, and there are so many things that I wish I could have achieved or could have done. But yes, that's a video, that's a topic for another video anyways. But basically in this video, it's about things I want to leave behind: the weights, the heavy weights, the baggage, the loads, the trash, everything that I don't want to take with me to 2020. I'm leaving it behind in this year 2019. So if you want to know what these things are, then stay tuned. But before we dive right into the video, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on the post notification so that you're notified when I upload my new video. Check me out on Instagram. I know I have not been posting regularly on Instagram for the latter part of this year, but that's something I want to improve on next year, so please still stick around. And also, a couple of you voted that I create an email account where you guys can contact me, send me questions, suggestions, whatever, and I can get back to you privately, or I can use that to make a video. If it's a question, I can answer it in a video, make a video about it. Or you just want to say hi, you can just say, hello, hi, Obaa Yaa, how are you doing? And I'll just write back, yeah, I'm fine, thank you. You know, sometimes your comments get lost and in the other comments, and I might reply too late, or I don't see your comments at all. And that's why I created this email account. So you can just check this email account if you want to write me something, you feel like you want to write it privately, you don't want to comment or whatever, okay? And also you can find the email address in the description box below. Okay, now without further ado, let's dive right into this video. This is something that I feel like I overdid this year. I spent way too much money on things that are really irrelevant, things that are really unnecessary, things that are vain, okay? For lack of a better word to use. And there are so many things I want to do. I have so many plans for the future, and things I want to achieve, and things that I want to do. And in order for me to do that, I really need capital. I need money. I need cash. I need the dough. And if I'm not saving any money, how am I able to compile or accumulate the amount of money that I need to do the things I want to do? So that's something I really need to leave behind in 2019. Overspending and buying things that I feel like I need, but at the end of the day, I really don't need. The next thing is stressing out. I know it's in human nature to stress out and overthink things, but I feel like if you're overthinking and stressing out on things, then you're limiting yourself or putting yourself in a space where you can't actually focus on the things that you can actually do, or things that you actually can change. Because for me, I feel like I overthink sometimes when I make YouTube videos, or when I'm thinking about topics I should talk about, or whatever in life generally. I overthink things. What are people gonna say? What are people gonna think about this video? Is this really a good idea? Should I say this? Oh, I shouldn't have said it this way, or I should have said this, and then I could have done this, blah 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 blah. And I'm overstressing and overthinking the things. At the end of the day, it's not even worth stressing over, and I just waste my energy on stressing over things that I actually have no control over, and instead of actually working towards things that I actually can do, or things that I actually can control and change. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's something that I really want to leave behind: stressing over things that really are irrelevant, or stressing out generally, or overthinking stuff. I just have to summon the courage to believe in myself and know that, okay, this is what I want to do, and these are the things I've done. Okay, it's fine, or even if it's not fine, I know that, okay, I can improve on it and work on it better, instead of stressing out or thinking about, oh God, what is the future gonna hold? What is this? What is that? What this other thing? No, that's something I really I am gonna leave behind in 2019. The next point ties into the previous thing that I said about overstressing things, and that is complaining about not being able to do certain things. So complaining about, this is like a very funny analogy, but for instance, it's like, you know, when it's hot and we are all complaining that, oh my God, it's so hot. And then when it's cold, we are still complaining, oh my God, it's so cold. And we want it to be hot. It's like, you can't really please humans will always have something to complain about. And when I talk about myself, like when I look into myself, I feel like sometimes there are things I complain about, nitpicking things people do, and I'm complaining about something that is really irrelevant or unnecessary, or it's a waste of time to complain about. Because, for instance, if I'm nitpicking about something or someone or something people do, it's generally the way the people are. And why do I have to complain about it when I know this is the way the person is? I just have to learn to live with the way the people are, learn to deal with it my way. So I have to actually work on my reaction towards other people's behavior, other people's actions, you know, because I can't control the actions, but I can control the way I react to the things that I do that impact me or affect me in a way. You understand? You get me? So I just have to stop complaining about, okay, this person did this or this person said that, or things didn't go the way I expected it to, or things didn't go the way I want. But I just have to accept the fact that I can't control things, and I have to just keep my mouth shut and not complain. And instead of complaining, I have to learn to deal with the things in a different way. This next point is strongly tied with my faith, because I'm a strong believer in God, and I feel like there are certain things that I do, certain things that I say, certain things that I think, and I have prayed about it, or I've talked about it, I've talked to God, and I feel like I've said, okay, God, I did this, and I'm not going to do it again. And I find myself doing it again, okay? And then I am like, oh my gosh, why did I do it again? I said last month I'm not going to do it again. I said 6 months ago I'm not going to do it again. And I found myself 6 months later down the line doing the same thing. I'm like, oh yeah, here we go again. You know what I mean? And I just want to be able to leave certain things behind and not repeat mistakes that I do, mistakes that I said I wouldn't do, not just in relation to my work with God, but also with other things in life, okay, with other things generally speaking. So I don't want to say something and not stick to what I say that I'm not going to do, okay? I want to be able to say that, yes, I have stopped doing this and I stick to it, and I'm not going to do it again. So that's something I really want to improve on in 2020, and leave this behind in 2019, not being able to stick to what I want to do, or and stop repeating the same mistakes. That it really irks and annoys me when I do the same things over and over and over again, the same mistakes over and over again, when I have said to myself I'm not going to do it. And yeah, so that's something I really want to leave behind in 2019. This ties in closely with my previous point, lack of self-discipline. I mean, if I'm not self-disciplined, obviously things that I say I wouldn't do, I'll keep doing, because I lack the discipline to control myself, or discipline to stick to something that I set myself to do. This applies to something like being fit, or what I eat, or being healthy and stuff. It's just this lack of self-discipline to be like, okay, I'm just gonna have one cookie, and just one cookie, and not have the whole jar, the whole bag of cookies, or the whole bag of sweets, gummy bears, and all these things. At this point, I can't just buy the gummy bear and just have one. I must eat the entire thing. I must consume, I must finish everything. I can finish in a space of 10 minutes or 15 minutes, the whole bag is gone, and that's really bad. And I think to myself, oh my gosh, why can't you just be so disciplined to just take one or two or three, just grab a little bit and finish that, and then you'd be like, okay, I'm gonna have some more in a couple of days or next week. But no, I just, for this year, I was just not able to be self-disciplined in that aspect or in other aspects. So that's the lack of self-discipline. I want to leave that behind in the year 2019 and be more disciplined in the year 2020. Friends and family, people who are close to me be like, yeah, girl, finally you came to your senses. You came to your senses, because I can be really strong-headed, and I can be really stubborn when it comes to certain things, especially when I feel like I'm right, when I really know in my heart that what I'm saying is true, and it's like, for me, I feel like that's just it. Then I need to, sometimes, not always, sometimes I feel like you can't tell me nothing. If I feel like what I'm saying is the truth, then I don't even want to hear what you have to say, and that is really wrong. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's wrong to not listen to, even though you feel like you're right. You have to still give the other person the opportunity to express their opinion, to get the thing, to see the thing from a different point of view, because there's several ways to view something. If I shift this camera to this angle, you'd still see me but from a different angle, or from this angle. That's the way it works with other things in life. We can see the same things, but everybody has this way of viewing things, and that's something I have to learn, something that I have to deal with. I don't have to be right. We might both be right, and just because I'm right doesn't mean the other person is wrong. Just because I'm right doesn't mean I can't listen to what the other person has to say. So yeah, that's something that I really want to leave behind, the need to be right. At the end of the day, we all have our own opinions, and it's fine to stick to your own opinion, but at least we have to, or I have to, give the person who I'm talking to the opportunity to express themselves, and also voice other opinion without shutting them down just because I feel like I'm right. It's mostly in relation to when I don't stick to doing the things that I said I want to do, or if I set myself a goal, or if I want to achieve something and I have not been able to achieve that thing, then I beat myself up and I question myself a lot, and I'm like, oh, you could have done this, and why didn't you do this, and why is it that you have repeated this mistake over and over again, even though you said you wouldn't? And I keep questioning myself, and I find myself in a negative space, which is not good. And I am a firm believer in the law of attraction, and I feel like if I am constantly in negative, if I'm thinking negatively, I'm drawing negativity to myself. But if I'm rather thinking positively, I'm drawing the positive energy to myself. And the things that I wish to have accomplished, or the things I want to do, or the things I am manifesting it in the spiritual realm, and it will manifest in the physical realm. So that's why I really need to leave this beating myself up or being hard on myself in 2019, so that it will not hinder me from seeing the bigger picture, or it will not keep me limited in the place of complaining and doubting myself and questioning myself, because that space, you're not really productive when you're in that space of complaining and doubting yourself, or being hard on yourself and questioning the things that you've done. It's better to focus on the things that you can actually do, the things you can actually change, instead of being in the past about the things that you've already done. You can't change the things that you've done, but you can change the things that you can do, the things that you're gonna do in the future, okay? So that's why it's part of the things that I don't want to take with me in 2020. The beginning of the year seemed as if it was good, but then towards the end of the year, like the middle of the year, I just fell off the train, and the train just drove off without me. It drove off without me. But for 2020, I want to hop back on the train and continue eating healthy. And I don't want it to be just for a short period of time, because that's when it becomes difficult. But I feel like if it's something that should be a permanent change, it's something that I want to change permanently, not for a short period of time, it's something that I want to stick to for the rest of my life, then I know that these are the things that I need to stop doing in order to stick to eating healthy. We might think that, okay, for now I can just eat whatever and it's fine, but the things that we are consuming now, we don't know the impact that it's going to have on us when we are in our 60s, in our 70s. The things that we are doing to our bodies right now, we're going to see the effects later on. Right now, we might be healthy, we might be fit, we might be strong. We don't know that these things that we are doing is going to have a negative impact on our lives later. And I know, even having faith in everything, that things are going to be fine and things are going to be well, doesn't mean that we have to, or I have to eat trash and then I just pray that, oh God bless this, blah, blah, blah. Nah. If I'm eating trash it's not going to generate something positive, okay? When I'm cautiously eating something that I know is not going to benefit my body in the long term. The Bible did say that our body is God's temple. So that means the things that we put into our bodies also matters, okay? And we cannot just be feeding our body trash and expecting to be healthy for forever, okay? There are going to be some symptoms that we're going to experience due to the things that we eat right now in 10 years or 15 years. But like, I rebuke that. But then I also have to work on it by not eating trash and stop eating trash. And finally, for my last point, and that's leaving negativity behind generally. All kinds of negativity in whatever shape, way, or form it comes. It might come in the form of a person, in the form of your environment, your home, your area, your working place, your school, whatever. Like I said previously, I believe in the law of attraction, and attracting negativity to you does not help you to progress in life, okay? And I feel like if I really want to be successful and achieve things, I cannot surround myself with negativity. I cannot surround myself with negative thoughts, alter negativity, hear negativity, be in a space of negativity. I am not productive in that kind of environment. So for me, I really need to leave negativity behind in any way, shape, or form. And I know that by doing that, I'm going to excel in whatever that I decide to do with everything that I have in mind, because there's so many things I want to do. Sometimes negative thoughts creep in and I have this sense of, oh, can I really do this? Or is this really possible? Or doubt and questioning and all these things. And no, I'm not going to allow these thoughts to determine or to take over me. I know I'm able to do anything that I set my mind to do. With God, who's my strength, I know I can do everything. Yeah. So on that note, guys, I want to say a big thank you for sticking around with me throughout this year, for subscribing to my channel this year, 2019. And I'm looking forward to creating more content for you in 2020, and also growing with you and getting more things done and achieving more things. I hope that you are all able to achieve the things that you want to achieve, to get to the places where you want to go, and everything that you desire, that by the grace of God you're able to get. Amen. Guys, I thank you so much for sticking around. And if you like this kind of video, because this was not a hair related video, because most of the videos I talk about here on my channel is hair related, but that's not what I want this channel to be about. I don't want it to just be about hair. I want to be able to talk about other things. And if you are interested in me talking about other things and you like this kind of video, then leave a like for me to know, or leave a comment below so that I know that, okay, you guys are really interested in this type of videos. And if you have any suggestions as to what kind of topics I could talk about, then you can also leave them in the comments below, and I will try to make a video around that topic, okay? Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like it if you did, subscribe if you haven't already, turn on the post notification, and check me out on Instagram. Thank you so much. It's your girl, Obaa Yaa. Bye-bye.